GSL code S.
GSL. Welcome to GSL Ohana.
That was a wild intro.
That was wild, man. That guy's voice was sexy. In the upper left, we have our Zerg player. He barely won that game till the very end with those masked broodlords. What is he going to do this time? We'll see. He is.
FXO Leenock.
And in the bottom right, we have our Protoss player. Very solid, but outdone in that last game due to some poor decisions in the very end. He is.
Party.
You know, both these guys will eventually, well, Leenock for certain will eventually win a GSL. Okay, this is just something that's coming. One day, Leenock will win a GSL.
All right,
Parting.
the prophet has spoken.
Well, I mean, look at him. He's so young. He's so talented. He's been to a finals. He continues to crush faces all the time. He's just going to win a GSL someday. Let's just all face it, everybody. He's going to do it.
Deal with it, guys.
Parting. Both the last seasons, he looked like he would win GSL.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was too. I think his strats were not as well chosen.
Yeah.
In the end, there.
Well.
We're on camera. Hello.
Hi. We're so happy.
I don't know if this goes out to the Korean stream or not, but
I don't know. I think it does. Everyone just claps.
you know what's
so
funny actually is if you guys, the audience, can see this, but I have shorts on right now. I don't have those same board shorts I got caught with last time, but it's hot in Seoul.
Shorts with a blazer, tie, and a collared shirt.
Need like swim trunks on.
I can't make myself do it, man. Even when it's hot out, I'm like, no, I gotta wear jeans. It just won't look right.
Well, it looks like the forge is almost done here.
Oh, okay. So hold on. I wasn't really paying too much attention. You did the pylon in main with forge. This is and in fact, hold on. Let me just check to make sure. Yeah, he hasn't scouted yet. So this is actually a build that we saw, let's see, Creator do recently on Daybreak. I've seen so many Creator games recently, I don't want to say what tournament it was in. But anyways, it's kind of neat. Lets you get out that really quick Nexus, and it's still pretty safe, especially on a map like this when you can do a full wall very easily.
Yeah, you got a pretty tight ramp at the entrance. It's pretty manageable.
Yeah. And I wonder if he's going to do Creator's full build here, where Creator got the really quick +1 and harassed with 2 Zealots and 3 Stalkers. It was really cool. In fact, I stole that build order in my notebook. I've been using it.
You know, he does have a notebook, actually.
Dude, I have to show you my new notebook. I have actually, since we got back from Germany, I've done nothing but play StarCraft, watch VODs, and rip builds. And I have my notebook. I have written in like 30 builds or something. Like, I have so much.
It was this tournament that our toast was on. This is like back in StarCraft 1. And he brought his build order notebook.
Yeah.
And we found it while he was, I don't know where.
I wasn't there. I don't know where I was.
And we opened up the build order book and we put at the end of every build, we put then lose.
Yeah, you guys were so funny. So, like, I'm going through my builds. I didn't even notice until I was in the turn the next day just reviewing my builds. And I'm like going over, I'm like, okay, this is the order. And then at the end it says then lose. I'm like, oh, you guys.
I never had a notebook. I had like just piles of paper with the builds written out.
Yeah,
which
well,
then
I'm a more organized guy than you.
My mom would throw it away, and I'm like, oh my god, you have no idea what you've just done.
Yeah, that's so funny. All right, so right after Leenock, very standard. We should be seeing him getting gas within the next 20-30 seconds maximum. As far as parting goes, the quick robo doesn't tell us exactly what he wants to do with this quite yet. Could be an expansion. I don't think it's going to be an expansion. I think it's probably going to be a little timing attack. Sentries and Immortals, you know the one.
I know it.
Yeah. 3 gases going up for Leenock all at the same time.
As you can see, Leenock's been doing pretty well against Protoss. It looks like that Overlord over there for Leenock, a top center, should be a top center of the Protoss' base, excuse me, should be sent in there to scout and figure out what's going on. Might be a little bit harder with the position of the Robo.
Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss if you're going to spot that Robo or not, especially if they have a Stalker in the main waiting for you. He does have one at the an Overlord at the natural as well.
And you can see, Party preempted that. Said, well, it's probably going to come in here.
It's pretty smart, actually, to know the Overlord timings when they're coming in. And place your buildings accordingly to try to minimize the chance that they'll get scouted. No reason to let them know what you're doing. So far it really does look like it'll probably be an Immortal Sentry push. But again, it could be an expansion. We're just going to have to wait and see exactly how many gates he gets.
And the second Immortal is going to be out here soon with a third one on the way. We may see some pressure from the Protoss. Certainly not unrealistic to expect that.
Yep. And looks like it will be an attack. He's getting a third Immortal and 7 gates total, which is exactly what you want.
This combination is pretty scary when you have a few Immortals out there with the sentries. Because, I mean, even though we don't, we can say Immortals are bad against Zerglings. If you have like a bunch of sentries and you can just isolate, the Zerglings or get them into little pockets, the Immortals are great. They're already good against roaches. Pretty much everything else. So if you're just good with the force fields and you're making sure that the Immortals are doing damage, there's a lot of crappy players actually let the Immortals get stuck in the back. They're doing their crab walk.
That's true.
Sideways and not hitting anything.
True. Well, the War Prism is on the way, and everything is pretty much in place for this to start. We do have Leenock actually running around with a small group of units. This has become more and more popular to counterattack with literally about this exact army that I'm seeing from Leenock on the side.
It's so smart because then they have to turn around and their timing's all messed up.
Yeah, and they have to decide, do I turn around, do I warp in a bunch of sentries at home and then not have them with my main push? It's pretty tough to decide.
All right, here they come now.
Yeah, this is...
no sentry here, excuse me.
That's right. Now what does he do? Does he turn around? Does he go? Parting's deciding to go for it.
Well, I think actually Leenock was sort of banking on him turning around. He should really, if he can, try to get that cybernetics core.
And in the meantime, we actually have him making cannons on the top of his ramp, so he's realized he's losing his natural. This is going to be a base trade against a tiny army. All he needs to do is hold that off and somehow keep this army alive in his main.
All right, sending the drones. Nice choice of warping some zealots here. A lot of damage being dealt. Leenock in a lot of trouble, in a world of hurt, actually.
That's right.
And he's going to get the hatchery in a second here. It's too much damage being dealt. And goodbye, Hatch. He's moving in now. Doing a really good job. Guardian Shield right when he knows the roach is supposed to do any damage. I think actually Partington, I don't think he can actually lose this now. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for him.
He cannot be broken in his main base, and he is still mining some. I feel like it would have been really smart of Leenock to actually target down the core before the Nexus at the natural, just to try to stop production of Stalkers and Sentries, keep him on Zealots. Maybe then he can get an army that'll work. But as is, Leenock going to lose his main as well, and likely the game. But, you know, it's going to be one base against one base, at least for a bit. We'll see if Leenock can somehow get something to happen out of that. I think he cannot. Yeah, I don't think so either. It's, I mean, the fewer bases you're on, the happier Protoss is going to be. All right, I can't believe Zerg almost went up there. All right, so he's going to gather his Roadster right here. Now, he maybe can box him in here if he stays on the low ground. Yeah. You know, that's something. That's keep him up there for a bit so that he can actually keep his production up. And he does have two hatches over here at his expansion. Yeah, luckily he had his macro at his third base. So that's pretty good because, you know, if he lost the macro hatch, let's say it was in the main, I mean, you just can't produce against a Protoss with that much stuff. Some really just superb force fields going down here, trapping a ton of roaches. Nice micro here with the War Prism, too. Beautiful. It's like shooting roaches in a force field. Fish in a barrel. Well, that immortalized 29 kills. All right, well, Parting's going to walk out and end the life of Leenock, it looks like. Well, he is going to get this one immortal up here in the front. Yeah, that's true. His friend in the back, though. He's coming. He's going to avenge him, just like I would if roaches killed you, Tasteless. Thank you. What would I be if I was a Protoss unit? You'd be like one of those legendary ones from the single player. You'd be like Tassadar or something, or
That's
Zeratul.
Zeratul, man.
Maybe Tassadar, you died in the last game or something. No, you'd be Phoenix. You died a long time ago in StarCraft 1.
I'm that annoying Corsair guy from the expansion pack.
Yeah. Aldaris.
Yeah, Aldaris, thank you.
All right, so, I mean, there's not much left here for Leenock. Sorry, guys.
All right, so we're going to be going on to game number 3 here.
Does look as such.
Again, had he gone for the core, maybe this game would look differently.
Yeah, you know, it would have been all Zealots being warped in, which could have helped. But he would have remade that core. Maybe been all right. He did end up having to remake it anyway.
GG. You know, it's funny, I didn't expect him to do that kind of attack on that map. Just because late game sucks for Zerg.
Yeah.
I guess it works, so. Yeah.
No, I didn't expect to see that either. But you know what? That's such a powerful build, the Immortal Sentry push, that you can actually do it on basically any map.
Well, I guess also, if you think about it, the entrance to the second base is pretty tight. Not a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. I mean, a fine build. I'm excited to see which is the next map here. I'm not sure what it is. We'll see in a second.
We're going to find out soon here at the GSL Codex.
Thanks, Stasis.
No problem, guys. We're happy to be back.
We are. It's been too long. I feel so good being back finally. It feels weird to not go to GOM on a regular basis.
Yeah, it actually is kind of weird.
Such a part of my life. All right, so Daybreak. Daybreak. This is a good map to finish this on, actually. I love Daybreak.
It's a great map.
It's so much fun. So many long, epic macro games here. We haven't seen as many 2-base all-ins on this map against Zerg recently.
Yeah, I think MC was the last guy to start doing that, and then he kind of fizzled out.
Yeah,
but I think that's a meta thing. I don't think you could just keep 2-basing all-in and people won't figure it out.
Yeah, Zergs have gotten pretty good against it overall. There's only a couple of them left. There's like tricky ones that set up tricky stuff, and there's like Blink +2 ones and the Immortal Sentry one we just saw. Those are basically the only 2-base all-ins still left.
We could potentially have that Immortal push again.
Sure,
that worked very well.
I feel like maybe the Blink +2 push would be better on this map. It's a longer map. There's not as many sides to stand up against. I feel like when you're walking across the map, there's like some more open areas. But I didn't think he'd do on that last map either, so who knows.
All right, guys, let's go to the final match and see who's going to go closer to getting out and who's going to have to fight this